I'm Vanessa Olver, Deputy CEO of Business Connexion Group, one of the largest ICT companies on the African continent. The MyWorld of Tomorrow conference is really an African movement, and the objective is bringing a whole lot of innovative, creative thinkers to the table and under one roof. The conference, which is starting on Thursday, the 22nd of October, will run for 3 days. And there's two elements. There's a conference element where we'll have phenomenal international speakers, which I'll speak to a little bit later. And the second element is an expo where you'll be able to see a whole lot of different innovation brought to the table. Some by the likes of the names of a Cisco and HP that we'd be very familiar with, and others like small companies called MWOT. And I can explain a little bit more about them shortly. The objective of the MyWorld of Tomorrow conference is a combination of two things. As I mentioned, it's about bringing phenomenal international and South African guest speakers to the table, talking about critical topics. And this is about solutions that Africans can find for our African challenges. The second component is the expo itself, and there we're going to have phenomenal companies displaying things of the future, and we can talk about MWOT, who will be there, and 3D printing. And you can imagine 2 or 3 years ago what 3D printing looked like. Now you can talk about phenomenal cities that are built from a 3D printer. And that's just one of the people that will be exhibiting at the expo. A second example is MWOT. It's a local company again, and for all of us who use Uber, which has been fantastically accepted here in the South Africa context, MWOT gives you the option of renting a car for 45 minutes or an hour. And I think you know the likes of a Europe car, there you have to basically hire the car for a full day. These guys will make sure you get the car and you can deliver it absolutely anywhere in Johannesburg and for the amount of time that you need. So the Uber concept, but just a little bit different. Other highlights that visitors can expect from the event is this is catering not only for people who love technology, it's also for our children. So we really want to encourage schools to be attending, and anybody that comes in with a school uniform will be accepted for free. Also, you can bring your families on a Saturday, and there's going to be 3D goggles, and you know how everybody loves that. There's going to be simulation cars for the kids, and lots of different activities. We're also going to have 2 phenomenal DJs, DJ Spectacular and DJ Naves, that will be spinning a lot of music there on Saturday. So you can see completely diverse things that you'll be able to see. Addressing different aspects of our consumer population. Innovation is absolutely critical in the African context, and you can compare this basically to Silicon Valley. In Silicon Valley, what do those guys do? They think of phenomenal, great ideas, but they are all specific to an international environment, whereas Africa has different problems and different challenges. And so our innovative thinkers can really solve Africa's problems. And you can think about malaria. Most people in the rest of the world don't have that as a challenge. And us as Africans came up with malaria test kits. So that's the kind of innovation we as Africans can bring to the table, very specific to our own unique situation and circumstances. In terms of innovation coming from the continent, we will be hosting a number of exhibitors from as far afield as Nigeria to Mozambique and Namibia, just to give you an example of a couple of the other players that will be exhibiting there. And these guys have got phenomenal solutions. We've got a company called AppZone who basically has created a core banking platform, but for microbanks in Africa. And it is a far more cost-effective solution that can be rolled out right across the African continent. So that's just to give you one example. And then we've got colleagues coming through from Namibia and Mozambique who will also be exhibiting at the conference. There definitely is a need for innovation in Africa. We've got our own unique challenges, we have got superb minds, and we really need to combine the two, put them together, and really be a superpower. And compete against the likes of Silicon Valley. We've definitely got the capabilities. In terms of the conference, please get down there. It really is easy to access despite it being Eco Mobility Month. For any of you who've got iPhones or cell phones, use the Waze application. It shows you what roads are closed, and there is very easy access into Fredman Drive to the conference centre. So we really encourage you, despite it being Eco Mobility and people worrying about challenges getting in, that is definitely not going to be an inhibitor over those 3 days. Thank you very much from Vanessa Olver, Deputy CEO of Business Connection Group.